new project for 2024. We're gonna be raising goats. So come take a look at what we got. Rented goats in the past, so we thought we'd give ourselves a shot at actually buying them and raising them. These are Nigerian dwarfs. We've got 4 of them. As you can see, they've got a lot to eat out here. They're going to be clearing out our whole pasture area around our barn, kind of mowing that down for us, doing a lawnmower's work. And over the next few episodes here, I'm going to share what our experience is raising these things, see what works and what doesn't. We're brand new at this, so we're gonna give it a shot. So we don't know a lot about goats. We're amateurs at this. Everybody's told us that they're pretty easy to raise, and you know, when we had them a couple years ago, that was our experience as well. They didn't require a lot. I mean, as long as they're safe from predators like coyotes, and we do have mountain lions up here as well, and bears. But as long as they're safe and they have lots to eat and they have good, fresh, clean water and a nice, warm, safe place to bed down, they kind of just do their own thing. So we have a pretty good spot for goats, a pretty good property for them. We've got a large horse barn, and they have stalls that open right out into this pasture with lots of eating. You jumping on me? Hey, you're eating my coat. So you can see we've got a nice area to bring our goats into at night, keep them safe and warm. We do have coyotes up where we live out here in western Colorado, so we bring them in when it's getting dark and we let them back out in the morning when it's light again, so they can get out here and eat. They have tons of foraging here in the pasture. This was all eaten down just a couple years ago when we had goats, when we actually rented goats the first time. And without having any other livestock here, this stuff gets out of control pretty fast in the summertime. And so having the goats around hopefully is gonna really help us out with that. All right, so I thought I'd just share a couple little things that I've learned in initial research around raising goats, in case maybe this is something you're wanting to do. Or if you're a goat expert and you want to comment on this video and give me some tips or the other viewers some tips, that'd be helpful too. I already talked a little bit about some of the reasons that why people raise goats: for their milk, their meat. Evidently you can work with or sell the hide. I'm not really interested in those last two. You can breed or show them. That might be an option at some point. We're really just raising them as pets and as ground clearers. So just clearing out those pastures. They're super intelligent. I already mentioned we've rented goats in the past, and very quickly they showed what amazing escape artists they are. If there's any way out, if there's even the slightest opening, you would never think a goat could fit through it. They will get through. And I don't know how many times we came home and they were out, you know, in the trees, eating our trees or on our house porch or whatever. They will get out. So they're super smart, but they're also really sweet, and I think as pets they'll form really good bonds with us. So that'll be a lot of fun. The goat milk is something we may do at some point. Evidently it's really nutritious. I love goat milk, the way it tastes. Of course you can sell it at some point probably. I don't know that we would do that. You can make soap out of it. And I guess you can use even the hair or the hide from the goats to make like fibers that you could sell as well. Again, probably not going to do that. Another benefit is their poop, which you can use as fertilizer. Evidently, and I've used this in the past, it's really great for putting into your potting soil, your dirt. It's got a lot of nitrogen and sodium and phosphorus and some other things, or phosphate. I can't remember exactly, but It's really nutritious, and you don't have to let it sit for a long time. Like, you can almost scoop it up right away and throw it in your garden or in your compost heap, and it'll do the trick. In terms of what's needed to raise goats, and again, this is just based on some research I've done. You need fresh water. So we've got a nice little heated water bucket here because the water will freeze up at night, and especially here at elevation, we're at about 7,200 feet. That'll turn to ice pretty quick. So we got to keep water in there because they'll get pretty thirsty. Good clean hay. They'll mostly be eating off the pasture, but if we get a good snow, or just for some variety, we'll throw some hay in with some alfalfa in it. I might do a video down the road once I get a little bit more experience about how to pick out the hay and how to store it, those kinds of things. I've read that they need some baking soda in case they get bloated. That'll help them out with that. We may look at getting them some additional minerals down the road and some snacks to get them back in their barn at night. So I've heard animal crackers. Those are like goat crack. So if you have some other ideas about that, I'd love to hear them. As far as their health, we'll have to get them vaccinated again in the spring. Probably be good to have some dewormer around. Again, as I learn more about this, I may just create a follow-up video that talks a little bit about that. But overall, goats seem to be pretty low maintenance. Probably we'll need some other supplies if we get into raising and milking goats. Again, we're just not there yet. As far as their bedding, I mentioned we have them in a barn stall, keeps them warm, keeps them safe, out of the elements and away from predators, and we have quite a few of those where we live. I'll throw in some straw, some hay, and some wood shavings just to keep them warm and dry. When we rented goats in the past, we had some guardian animals. We had a donkey and a couple of alpacas, and they did a great job. Never had any problems with predators. We'll have to look at getting some bigger animals to keep an eye on these little guys, because as I mentioned, they're only a couple feet high and they only weigh about 25 pounds. So a coyote could make quick work of them. I don't know if I mentioned it already, but these goats, especially the ones that we have, they love high elevation, dry, mountainous, rocky, arid climates. So here in Western Colorado, this is a really optimal environment for raising them. So I'm hoping that this natural environment and the food that's out in the pasture will go a long ways towards getting them what they need and what they want. And then we'll just supplement as needed. Okay, that's about it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Like I said, I'm brand new at this, so don't give me please no hate mail or hate comments about what we're doing wrong. But if you do have some helpful, constructive criticism, love to hear that in the video. But I'll just try to make some more in the future and bring you guys along with this journey. That's it for now. Take care.